I'm going to be your second affirmative rebuttal and the conclusion. So, the negative persists that focusing on rehabilitation will fail to reduce the rate of drug use. However, it has been shown that although they are correct in that sense, that psychological rehabilitation alone will not work, we are in favor of psychological, also known as 12-step self-help methods, as well as medical treatment, which involves medication to help with getting off of drugs. It has been shown that medical treatment has helps substantially more than just psychological rehabilitation. This was shown to work in Portugal. Not only did they decriminalize drugs, they expanded treatment and rehabilitation options for those caught with the possession of drugs. Although it can be argued that Portugal's net decrease in drug use is not substantial, it works much better than simply sending those who are caught with drugs to prison. It was also shown in studies that hardcore drugs such as heroin saw a massive drop-off, and the amount of people entering rehabilitation facilities by being caught with drugs decreased every year as more and more people got clean. So before I get into his second point, we should talk about first how he said that, we said that people who commit violent crimes shouldn't go to prison. They should, instead go to rehab if they committed a violent act while under the influence of drugs. However, we never said that. In fact, we said the opposite, that they should be in prison. However, when they're in prison, they should still receive help, because being addicted to drugs is a mental disorder. We need to treat these people like victims, even though they committed a crime, in the sense that they're serving their punishment in prison. However, we can also treat them at the same time, so that when and if they come out of prison, they can be sober and be contributing members of society. And it's also important, so, these people need to be helped. Would we throw a schizophrenic man into jail or get him help, even if he committed a crime? We have an obligation as a society to stop spending money on a system that clearly does not work at stopping drug rates, and we have to try something new that has been shown to work in cities like Seattle with LEAD and Portugal with their 2001 decriminalization law. And on their point that people can't afford rehabilitation, of course people can't afford to support themselves if they're dependent on drugs. So how could we expect them to pay for rehabilitation? This is where the state comes in. Money that is currently being guzzled up by justice departments and prisons can be put to better use in helping people get off of drugs and be more efficient and become better members of society. The negative further points that we already have treatment and rehab facilities for incarcerated and non-incarcerated individuals through drug courts and through an annual expenditure of $11 billion in rehab facilities. However, clearly this is not enough. We still have drug problems in the US, so this isn't working. Drugs still exist in the society, and it's not making a dent, and drug use is still stagnant, even though people who are pro-war on drugs tout that it's working perfectly. So, to reiterate our points more, we stated that drug laws today do not prevent the expansive drug use that exists in this country. There's ample evidence to support this claim, including the fact that $1 trillion have been spent in the country on the war on drugs, and we still have a huge drug problem demonstrated through countless studies that drug laws alone do not affect the prevalence of a substantial manner. We stated that drug laws cause great stress and huge incarceration rates. We showed that incarceration is a cycle that keeps drug users coming back to jail when they should have been helped and treated, even if they committed a violent crime in jail. We discussed how drug incarceration does not help decrease drug use. We proved this by the cost effectiveness of drug treatment versus incarceration. Again, that figure was $20,000 less per person per year than if you just incarcerated them. Remember that the drug users who completed treatment programs became contributing members of society and had 50 times more beneficial profit than simply keeping them off the street and in a jail cell. And finally, the plan to decriminalize drugs and help those who are trapped in a cycle of addiction and incarceration is one that will work much more effectively than that of our current approach to the problem. Drug rehabilitation, along with the medical treatment, creates effective and beneficial members of society, and they can contribute to society instead of sucking our public funds dry through no fault of their own as they sit and wait in prison. As such, we must decriminalize drug possession and drug use for the betterment of American society and the victims of drug abuse. Thank you.